Okay, today's project we're going to be working on creating a newsletter. Okay, so for us to create this newsletter, we want to bring up a blank Word document, and we're going to start off with our formatting tool here, which gives us paragraphs. And we're going to click on this about 5 or 6 times. We're going to hit return. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now that we have 6 here, I'm going to insert word art. So I go to insert, click on word art, and we have this text box here. So now in this text box we're gonna give it a title, maybe something like newsletter or something like that. When we move this up, we're gonna move it up here. Let's try to center it, and I'm kind of just eyeballing that, and that looks pretty centered. Now I want my cursor to be above the title line, and I'm actually going to insert a break. So I'm going to come over here to insert, go to break, and I want a continuous break. So we're going to click continuous break. Alright, so now that I have a continuous break below the break line, I'm going to insert some columns. So I'm going to format, clicking on columns, and now we actually have a couple of options on the columns. We can have 2 columns, 3 columns, columns on the left side, and columns on the right side. So I'm going to select 2 columns, and I actually want the line in between them. So there's going to be a line in between the columns. Okay, select OK. So now you see this little blue line. This means if I'm typing here, when I get to that blue line, it's going to create a new column for me. Alright, so let's actually get rid of these blue lines here by clicking on the formatting tool, and they disappear. So if you look and I click above the line, I can actually type continuously, and there's no break here. But if I click below the break, we actually have the columns. So I'm actually going to pull up my newsletter, and you can see I was actually able to put this picture and have it the length of the paper, because it was above the break line. Anything below it is split into columns. And so we want to get a little creative and change the font sizes on information that's more important, and we can actually also bring in pictures into our newsletter, actually bringing in a lot of color. So that's pretty much how you create the newsletter. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Have a good day.